G'day guys, welcome back to another 2 Plus Tactics video. Today I'm going to run through an example that happened in a recent game I had against Alex, where falling back in good order resulted in a big swing in the combat for my Chaos Warriors. So let's get into it.
Become a member and support the channel. Old World Tactics, Battle Reports, the 2 Plus podcast.
Now just before we get stuck into it, a reminder as well to please like, comment, subscribe on this video. And if you want to support us further, our Patreon is active now and it is growing. So thank you so far for those that have joined. But if you'd like to help out a little bit more, please consider joining it. The description of this video has the details to our Patreon. But let's get stuck into it because this is a real maneuver that is synonymous with the old world. Falling back in good order, which is one of the results of a break test, has a quirk in it that if you can manipulate it, it can really turn the momentum of the combat you're in back into your favor. Now, in this example here, I'm running Warriors of Chaos against Alex and his lizard men. And this was a really great game, but this was one of the moments that shifted the whole battle in my favor. So in this instance here, my Warriors of Chaos, who have great weapons and a Mark of Chaos Undivided with full command, charged this Stegodon. Alex baited me with it, trying to use difficult terrain to make my, and Stormcall, mind you, to make me fail my charge. I managed to get in, which means I had the initiative in this combat. Now, I was relatively confident in this first round because I believed that great weapons were strong enough to do some damage to the toughness 6 Stegodon. Infantry don't usually stack up very well against behemoths, but in this scenario, I was pretty confident that I could do some damage. However, I didn't, essentially. I think I did 1 wound. Alex did about 3 or 4, I can't remember. But my banner and rank that I still had managed to keep it a bit closer, which meant on my break test, I rolled a fallback in good order. Now, fallback in good order is a very interesting rule because when a unit falls back in good order, it is beating a hasty retreat but has not yet lost all courage and is able to quickly rally its fighting spirit. A unit that falls back in good order moves exactly like a fleeing unit with the following exceptions. When making its flee roll, the unit that falls back in good order rolls 2d6 and discards the lowest result, so the highest of the dice is how many inches you go back. But this is the really interesting part, where a unit that falls back in good order automatically rallies at the end of its move, which is an extremely powerful quirk of this rule. So if we look at rallied units, a unit that passes a rally test regains its composure and returns to the fight. Upon rallying, a unit may immediately perform a free reform, which the plot thickens. Don't worry about that last line. It's not relevant here. The important part here is that the unit can perform a free reform. So if we move into reform, a reform represents the most complex of maneuvers a unit can perform on the battlefield. But on the tabletop, it is quite straightforward. Reforming allows a unit to sacrifice its entire movement in order to both pivot about its center, to change its facing by up to 180 degrees, and to rearrange its ranks and files as required to either change its formation or to adopt a different formation. A lot of people like to think Warhammer is a game of movement, and generally I think that is very true. And it's moments like this where you really see the power of movement. Anytime you can move for free, it's generally cross-check that across the rules that are powerful in this game, very beneficial for you. So in this example, my Warriors of Chaos lost that combat, as I said, against the Steg. I fall back in good order. I have 11 left, and I fan out in a line because of the supporting attacks rule. You are allowed to attack with everyone in your fighting rank, no matter the base, no matter how many are in base-to-base contact. So this is very, very strong for units with great weapons because you can always use a great weapon. And I have 11 guys left here, which means instead of swinging back with my original front rank of 6 models, which you can see here, now, since the reform, I have 11 coming back, which is kind of bonkers. I don't have the initiative this time. I'm initiative 1 because I have a great weapon, but I have enough bodies, weapon skill 5, to take a hit, I suppose, from the steg. So Alex, in this instance, follows up with the steg. Didn't get the impact hits as well because I was able to reform to just under 3 inches, so the impact hits didn't count. Yes, he has the initiative, but this time my warriors are victorious in this battle. Sorry, in this combat. So Alex goes first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 guys remain. So Alex killed 4. I did 3 wounds to him with my great weapons. AP2 Armor Bane 1 against a 4-up save is extremely powerful. So I was wounding on 3s. Sorry, hitting on 3s, wounding on 4s in this instance, and I managed to get 3 wounds through out of my 7 attacks back. That causes Alex to fall back in good order. He goes back into that impassable terrain. I now get to charge 2 inches, I think it was, which means the next turn I have the initiative because behemoths are generally low initiative. And now I'm attacking first with 7 great weapon attacks. Having just done 3 wounds, I only needed to do 1 more, I think, from memory, or maybe it was 2. And I managed to do the 2 wounds before I think maybe his skinks hit first. They actually killed a guy by the looks of things there. But I managed to bring down the Stegodon with my unit of Warriors of Chaos, or Chaos Warriors. A lot of people don't talk very highly of infantry in this game, and that's probably fair. But any chance you can find a unit of infantry that can bring down a behemoth, let alone a charging behemoth, I think that's something that should be worth looking into. And Warriors of Chaos fit this bill really well. But really, if you can find something that is heavily armored or full plate, like Black Orcs would be another example, that can take great weapons, then they can also perform this sort of thing. It's not limited to people who have great weapons. Using that maneuver that you get on a fallback in good order, you can also add a swift stride to fall back in good order because it's a normal flee move, means that you can really manipulate the battlefield with your movement that's happening in a scenario where you've just lost a combat. So you really shouldn't be gaining too much advantage, but it's a huge, huge advantage there. Another example people like to talk about, which I don't have any images here, is if you have a unit of skirmishers, say Dryads, which I play sometimes in Wood Elves, they have stubborn. So if they fight, lose combat, they can fall back in good order, reform into open order, creating a redirection if your opponent wants to follow up. So if you haven't looked far enough into falling back in good order, I recommend it because it's a huge, huge swinging maneuver or moment in any game. It can often cause a lot of disruption on the battlefield, and if it makes it an advantage for you, then all the better for you. But there you have it, guys. That's one way you can use fall back in good order to your advantage. And if you'd like any more tips, please check out our other tactics videos and subscribe, as it said at the top. Really appreciate everyone's support so far. And we'll be back again soon with some more tactics videos. See you later.